Legends has it, there was once a blood moon, and on the earth there was cold. Year after year the wind blew air so cold that it felt like sharp knives. The surface of the ocean froze quickly, but after 1,000,000 years even the deepest trenches are solid ice now. And the old cities, a forest of petrified bodies, stands on the streets, people that were kept alive for so many years against their will, their blood frozen, and their eyes locked in place gazing up at the full moon that dominates the sunless skies. But not all life was gone. Some survived, staying close to the last remains of the heat that the planet can give without the warmth of the sun, and the thermal waters staying close to one another, hidden from the light of the moon in icy caves, each of them carrying worms in their hearts that they inherited from ancestors that survived that day, the day that I died. A sky was ruled by my mother's warmth during the day as the Sun Queen, and my sister's light during the night as the silver moon. My red moon of vitality appeared rarely in the sky. It was all for the balance, and I had been content. But it seems my sister wasn't. That day I stepped inside the throne room to speak with Mother, as I usually did, only to see my sister sitting down on it. My mother pulled by chains of darkness into the blackness of an eclipse caused by my sister. I couldn't believe my eyes, and when I asked why, my sister told me she wanted what was rightfully hers. She wanted the sky forever, shining her full moon and making sure all would see only her. It was madness, and I tried to stop her. Using my heat, I battled with her coldness, the heat of life against her chill of death. I did what I could, but both of us are a part of the moon. Neither of us could outpower the other without hurting ourselves. So she played dirty. She attacked my only weakness. My people, my followers, who prayed to me for guidance, help, and warmth. She targeted them especially and made sure I was forced to watch. But I couldn't give up, and I also couldn't let them be lost forever. And I did what I had to do. I gave them my heat, the very warmth of life. My warmth, though, unlike my mother's, is finite, but it had to work at least for a while. I knew what would happen to me once I used all my power like that, so I spoke to them one last time. Don't be afraid, my dear ones. Don't freeze, don't petrify. Neither with cold nor with fear. Stand together, stand strong, don't give up, and never lose the warmth of hope. That night, my red moon died, and as an immortal being, I froze into my sister's eyes, away from the skies, letting my sister reign free. I spent 1,000,000 years like this, but I didn't lose my hope, because I knew that my warmth was keeping my people alive. They stayed together, banding their heat, staving off the cold, fighting the monsters of the dark, looked away from the treacherous moonlight she offered, instead using of their own heat, essence, and blood to bring light to their lives. Time went on, and they kept on living, the warmth I gave them being multiplied generation by generation, protecting them, until they come to my sister's attention when she set monsters upon them. This time to finally finish them off, either by death or by pushing them back into the petrifying silver moonlight. They were desperate, afraid, cornered at the end of an icy cave, waiting for certain death. But they still remembered. They never lost their hope. And they made sure not only to not lose their warmth, but to keep the flame of life alive by never giving up on each other. Even inside the solid block of moon eyes, I could hear them, louder than ever, their pleas, their appreciation, their goodbyes. At first, I thought I could not help them, but their faith were pure essence of life itself. With the heightened belief of every single one of them, all sending their love to me, they also launched their warmth back, more than what I had ever given them. I felt my power return, stronger than ever before, from the faith, love, and trust my blood knights put on me. I have returned, and with that, monsters of Hollow are gone. My knights are not alone anymore, and the reign of my sister is set to end. I'll protect them and keep their hearts warm once again. My knights will rise, and I'll bring them the light of a new day in the middle of an everlasting night. I am Aurora Knightbring. you